From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. Today's pod is an exclusive extended edition with extra information and conversation beyond what you saw in our Sunday morning broadcast.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
My name is Victor Rivera. We are here in beautiful Westfield, Indiana. And this was my first McDonald's that I purchased when I became an operator in 2017.
And you now own multiples.
Yes, I have a total of 10 restaurants. I started with 2, and I grew from 2 to 10 in 5 years and 10 months.
Well, I'd like to take you back a little bit to Puerto Rico and your journey for McDonald's. Yeah. How did you get connected from the beginning?
Well, how it all started was a part-time job in Puerto Rico. I started going to the university, and in Puerto Rico, to go to college, you had to have, get a job to help you go to school. And McDonald's had just arrived, and I started working in the 7th McDonald's in Puerto Rico as a crew kid closing at night. I started there. I worked for 5 years, worked my way through the ranks to become a general manager while going through college. During that tenure, I met my beautiful wife of 40 years this coming December 21st. She was closing in the lobby and I was closing the kitchen. And that's how it all started. Fast forward, I was a general manager up to 5 years until I got commissioned with the United States Army. And I did a little time in the United States Army as an officer. I was a combat engineer airborne. And when I came back, I continued my journey with McDonald's and I grew through the ranks. And I had an opportunity in 2002 to relocate to the U.S. And I grew up in the U.S. my first 15 years of my life. And then my dad took us to Puerto Rico. And I was there for the next 22 years of my life. I wanted to come back to the U.S. to look for better opportunities. I had grown in the ranks of McDonald's where there was no more growth. And they said, you want to grow? You might have to relocate. I grew up in the U.S. So, I said, what a great opportunity to take my family. So in 2002, I uprooted my family from Puerto Rico and we relocated to Kansas City, Kansas. My kids were in high school. My wife, they all knew Spanish only. So it was a big change. We came here. I worked my way through the ranks there for the corporate side and I did 8 years there. And then I relocated again to McDonald's to Columbus, Ohio. I did 6 years in the corporation there until I saved enough money. And I said, you know what? My goal was when I came to the U.S. become an executive of McDonald's and an owner-operator later. And I had saved enough money and I purchased these first two restaurants. This was Westfield. It was not rebuilt. I rebuilt it 2 years ago. And the one on 96 in Michigan is like 13 minutes down the road. So those were our first two, just me and my wife. And then during that journey, my middle daughter joined us. So she relocated her family from Kansas to here, and she started running my 421 restaurant, 96 in Michigan. And I was running this one. We focused on operations. We focused on the community, and we have a lot of Hispanic employees, and, they've been the backbone of us growing our business. And I was fortunate enough to, we improved operations. We gained the trust of the community, and we had an opportunity to purchase 8 more restaurants on the south side of Indiana. And I have 6 in the south side. I have restaurants in Greenwood, Indiana too, but the majority, Emerson Avenue, Keystone, next to you, Indy, downtown Madison. And, it's been a great journey. As today, during my journey in McDonald's, I will have an opportunity to be on the board of directors. I'm the vice chair now of the board of directors. We manage 68 restaurants approximately. There's about 37 owner-operator organizations. So we meet and I try to provide leadership, how to get back to the community, because that's the most important thing about McDonald's. We also do a lot with our employees. We have Archways to Opportunity, where McDonald's pays 50% of the tuition. I pay the other 50% up to $3,000. We here, all we do is get up every day and give back to the community. This month, we attended Expo Latino Mayor Breakfast. We learned all the challenges we're having in Indianapolis and throughout America, the challenges we're having that are pretty consistent. And it helped us align and stay focused on how do we continue to provide support, maneuver, and triumph these opportunities that are in front of us. So in addition to that, we support throughout. There's 5 festivals and activities throughout Indiana this month, and we'll be actively participating in there. And I could say probably 50% of our employees are Hispanic or more. So we have an opportunity to provide a pipeline for growth, just like myself, my daughter, who's my director of operations, and then my youngest daughter just joined the company 2 years ago, and she's my HR officer. So she brings from an educational background, and now she's helping me with the training and development and taking care of our people in the business. It truly is a family business. I'm a first-generation operator, and I am creating a foundation for future success of my daughters. I have a son who is also in McDonald's. He worked for the corporate side, and he's already put his plan in to start the development process to become an owner-operator. So in like 2.5 years, he'll join us, and then, I'm doing this to set foundational wealth and future and continue to grow. And most importantly, I show them that being a franchisee is not just running the business. It's about taking care of your community. You're as successful as you involve yourself in the community, your local business owners, and most importantly, your staff and your crew. You can't do this without them. And they are your extended family. So we are a McFamily. And, we understand their challenges. I was there. So I am a hamburger boy, I call myself. I started as a crew kid. And today, I don't want to say my age, but I'm 60 years old. And I still work in the restaurants. I clean tables. I can still take an order. I can still make our famous fries because it's all about being customer obsessed. And that's been our success up to where we're at today.
McDonald's has a great reputation of helping people move that needle forward. It gains some recognition. And I think that's one thing McDonald's does. It tries to recognize people that do good in the community. But you've won some pretty impressive awards. Let's talk about those for just a minute and why that's important.
I think, I get up to go to work, and it's funny, when I was on the corporate side, I never won an award because I'm passionate for what I do. And I think what I'm doing today is probably my strength, and because I just love coming to work every day. I don't see it as a career. I don't see it as a job. I see it as a hobby because I enjoy doing it. I get up, I'm happy to go to work, and, I get home, in the evening, and I'm just happy working. And when we took over our first 2 restaurants, I told my daughter and my family, the only way we're going to be successful is we got to be the best running restaurants in town. It's all about QSC&B, quality, service, cleanliness, and value. Value, think, is pricing, but value is the total experience. And my first year, we turned our 2 restaurants onto probably one of the most successful McDonald's in Indiana. And McDonald's, in 2 years as being an operator, they recognized me at a national meeting for Lead Through Excellence. And I did a video on how I focus on the drive-through, on targets, communication. And they were on it. I was excited. My daughter was with me. This was in Chicago. And since I came aboard, I've been an operator now 8 years and 6 months. And I said I wasn't going to join no leadership position until 5 years. But that accelerated it. And I joined it in after year 1. And I saw that we had an opportunity of being inclusive. There's not an I in team. And if we want to be dominant, we have to lead and work together. And we started doing these planning sessions. And I could say today, GEO, the greater Indianapolis Operators Association, we are one team, one voice, one team. Hispanics, Asian, African-American, Anglo, females, you name it. We go to meetings and we interact and we gel. And you're going to laugh because we were in a national meeting and they said, Gio, you're ranked in operational metrics. You're ranked 57 out of 56. We said, how did that happen? Well, what happened was they put Guam in there. And they were like, what? How did Guam get into the mix? So today we're 33. And McDonald's gave me 2 years later an award for inclusion because now we are becoming a model business unit for the U.S. So that was huge for me. And so that's in 4 years now. I go, wow. And then so last year, get a little emotional here. I was at a meeting and there's people who have been in the system have never won this award. They gave me the Ronald Award, top 1%. And that's huge, 3 awards, 8 years. I don't do it for awards, but it just shows hard work pays off. Have I failed? Oh, absolutely. But I learn from them and I show them. And I show the co-op that. I show everybody. But you got to take risk. You got to believe in yourself. And you know what? You make a mistake, let's move on. Let's not dwell on it. And most importantly, I think what I bring to the table for everybody, let's focus on the facts, not on the issues. Let's not be hard on people. Just the facts. Let's make our decisions fact-based. Let's leave our emotions out of it. And at the end of the day, you're not going to make everybody happy 100%. If it was, we wouldn't be around. I say when you get to 80% consensus, it's a win. If you get more than that, it's icing on the cake. And yeah, I'm very transparent, and I think that's why McDonald's gave me the Ronald Award. And that was huge. I had a few operatives call me, hey, you can retire. You won the award. So but other than that, I just, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what I do. I helped lead the value team in the past. Now I'm the vice president of the BU. And I tell my team, leadership is lonely sometimes. But that's okay. As long as you're leading the people in the right direction and everybody's being successful, somebody has to do it. And, why not me? You know what I mean? And I tell them there's nothing wrong with it. And get up every day like it's the best day of your life.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, beoshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunity Show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at beoshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.